Okay. The Book Thief, a visual book report by Addison Myron. It's a story of loss, language, and love during war. Through this novel, this novel is about a girl, her words, and the world around her during Nazi Germany. Zesek grew up hearing vivid stories of wartime Europe from his parents. He transformed those memories into deeply human stories, like The Book Thief, which changed his life and readers' lives everywhere. So a little bit more about the author. He was born in 1975 in Sydney, Australia. His parents were immigrants from Nazi Germany and Austria, where he heard most of the wartime stories from. He was inspired by those stories, and which gave him inspiration for his novels we now know today. He's famous for his poetic, emotional writing, and there is a picture of him to the right. Here are a few other works by Zesek. Although he is best known for The Book Thief, his other novels also explore identity, sacrifice, and humanity in powerful ways. His book, I Am the Messenger of 2002 was also a hit, and then The Bridge of Clay from 2018. It took him 13 years to complete this novel, and he writes about ordinary people facing deep emotional choices. I've read both of those books, and they are some of the best books I have read to this day. Okay. Historical context. This novel takes place during one of the darkest periods in history, a time when people lived in fear, and words were both powerful and dangerous. It was set in Nazi Germany in 1939 to 1943-ish. The Jewish prosecution was going on, book burnings, World War II bombings were going around like crazy, unfortunately. And life under dictatorship, fear, censorship, and resistance. Here's a little summary of the book. It was set up in Nazi Germany, like I said before, and then it was narrated by Death with a unique, haunting voice. It follows Liesl Memminger, a young girl placed in foster care, throughout her foster parents as well. Liesl learns to read, stealing books as a way to survive and make sense of the world around her. She befriends Max, a Jewish man hiding in her foster parents' basement. Liesl, her foster parents, and neighbors endure bombings, loss, and moments of hope. This book explores how words become a form of resistance and healing. Let's dive into the narrator. Narrated by Death, the story is told with unexpected compassion. It watches humanity with awe, sorrow, and a touch of dark humor at times. I was not expecting Death itself to be the narrator, honestly. It kind of spooked me. Death is reflective, even poetic at times. It offers a unique perspective on life and war. Here are some major characters. Each character through her life, Liesl's life to be specific, shapes her in some way, certain way, shape, or form. Through them, we see both the best and worst of humanity. Liesl Memminger, she's curious, strong, and loyal. Hans Huberman is her loving foster father. Rosa Huberman is tough but caring at times. And Rudy Steiner is one of her best friends. Max Vanderberg is the Jewish man hiding in her basement, like I said before. Zesek uses storytelling to show us that words can comfort, educate, rebel, and even save lives around us. A few key themes are the power of words, books give hope, resistance, small acts of rebellion, loss and grief, war's emotional toll, friendship, kindness during darkness. And that student one at the top, that was from a theme because this slideshow is from Canva. I just edited it to put my words in it, so don't mind that. And then symbolism. Books control escape, empowerment. The accordion represented safety and calm. The color red was death, war, and passion. Every detail in The Book Thief carries a deeper meaning in my eyes, from Liesl's stolen books to the music Hans plays during air raids. And here are my personal reflections on The Book Thief. This book didn't just make me sad, it made me think about the cost of silence and how kindness is a form of rebellion. Liesl's need to understand the world through books reminded me of how I turn to stories when life feels overwhelming at times. It taught me more than a textbook ever even could about what it was like to live through fear and still choose courage. I've never read a book narrated by Death before, and somehow it made the story feel more alive. Words are powerful, they can hurt, but they can also protect, heal, and connect people, even in the darkest of times. Here is my works cited page. I used a range of sources to deepen my knowledge on this novel, and from historical articles to author interviews at times. Here is a quote I found from the book. Thank you for watching. I hope The Book Thief moves you the way it moved me. Have a good day.